This is Gospel Music Today. We're at the National Quartet Convention in Louisville, Kentucky with an old friend of ours. This is Joseph Habedank from the Perrys. And Joseph, welcome to Gospel Music Today.
Well, it's a privilege to be here. It's Monday night here at convention, and we're looking forward to a great week. You caught me on a good night before I'm all tired and puffy-eyed. So.
That's right. That goes for all of us.
Yeah.
We have to get something out of the way that makes people of my age a little upset. We want to know you have a birthday coming up.
I do. Next Tuesday, which I'm not sure when this will air, but Tuesday, September 16th, I'll be 23. And I would say I'm getting old, but I'm really not. I'm still young. So.
That's right. Now, the Perrys came to visit us when we were in Rhode Island. This was a couple of years ago. You've had some changes since then. Who are the new people?
Well, Matthew departed the Perrys about, it's been several months, a couple months ago. And we've got a new piano player named Brian Elliott, played with the Anchorman for many years. In fact, he started playing gospel music full-time when he was 15 years old, which is a pretty big feat in our business because, you know, you're still in high school, you got a lot going on in your life, and for him to be that good at 15, it's a big deal. And we are very privileged to have him on our bus and with our group. And man, he's doing a great job, and he's very easy to travel with. You know, we only sing maybe 2 hours a day. It's the other 22 hours that are the hard parts. If you can have somebody you can get along with for the other 22 hours, that's the ticket. And he's really been easy to travel with, and his talent is just amazing. And we're very privileged to have him.
And you moved into a new position when Lauren left.
Right, Lauren left about 2 years ago. I've been singing lead for 2 years. I've actually been with the Perrys 5 years this week at the Quartet Convention. I was hired on a Tuesday night 5 years ago, and I sang baritone for about 3 years of that. And the past 2 years I've been singing lead, and it's been very difficult for me at times. It's been more of an obstacle in my head, I guess, telling myself that I can do it. You know, Satan likes to plant things in your mind, especially when you're young, and to tell you can't conquer certain things, certain areas of your life. And it's been a very humbling experience, but it's also been a very good experience for me. I needed it, and I needed the humbling. I needed to be humbled, and it's definitely done that. The Lord's really helped me through it.
Well, we think it's working out well. We enjoy your singing. We enjoy the Perrys. Now, how did you become involved in gospel music?
I started singing with my family. The Sandlins was the name, but we were from Dayton, Ohio. I started singing with them when I was 4 years old. First place I ever sang was with my brothers. We were 4, 3, and 2, and we sang He's Still Working on Me, First Baptist, Forest, Ohio. I remember like it was yesterday. And ever since then, I've been singing, and the Perrys called me. I traveled with my family for about 12 years till I was 16. Went solo for about a year. I did the Crab Family Talent Contest and was privileged enough to win that. And that paid for me to do a solo project. And when I did the solo album, that is actually what Tracy heard to call me and offer me the job. And actually, I tried out here at convention first. But it's been a great ride, and the Lord's been very good to me to allow me to do the desires of my heart. And I'm glad I've been able to accomplish that in my life.
Now, you've been working on some projects with Matthew, the former piano player for the Perrys. Tell me about that.
We actually just wrote our first Christmas song. We've only written, even though our publishing company's been around a few years, we've only written about 20 songs. We don't write a lot, but we try to take our time and write the best that we can. I guess we're more concerned with quality than quantity. And we met last week for the first time since he's left the Perrys to write a song. We wrote a song called Mary's Wish, and it is a Christmas song, and honestly, I think it's probably the best thing we've written. It was a very emotional experience, and for two 20-year-old kids who are still rough and tough guys, you know, we want to be tough, and while we were writing it, we were crying. I think that shows a lot about the power of the song, and you know, it amazes me the things that God gives us as just young men, because I know that we're not capable of doing it within ourselves. It's got to be the Lord, and that's just an awesome, awesome privilege.
How does that partnership work out when you guys are not together all the time anymore?
Well, he runs the business side of Habedank Music in McKenzie, Tennessee, which is where he's from. I do all the writing, and I ship all the songs. I do all the pitches, which entails quite a bit. But he handles the business side of it, which is the license and different things like that. A lot of stuff goes into a publishing company. I remember Rodney Griffin telling us that he runs Songs of Greater Vision, which is their publishing company. I remember him telling us if you can stay on top of it, you can do it. And so it actually works out well. We're usually on the phone every other day or so. I talked to him last night about the business, and we also talked about he's up for an award Saturday and talked about me accepting for him, little things like that. We keep in touch, and so that helps to keep Habedank music alive and up and running. So
I know the process must be different for every songwriter, but how does it work for you? Do you have a certain time of day when you sit and wait for a song to come, or just when an inspiration strikes? I mean, how do the songs get written?
I very rarely sit down and at, let's just say 2:30, I put on my calendar, 2:30 or my daily planner, 2:30, I'm going to write. I very rarely do that. With me, it's more of I have to be inspired. I have to feel, it's like I said, it doesn't really come from me. And I know I'm young and I've got a lot to learn, but I've learned that one thing. My writing doesn't really come from me. It couldn't. I'm not smart enough. I'm just a kid. But the things the Lord gives me is unbelievable. Some stuff I've written, I know it's not me because I look at it and I realize, man, there's no way I could have come up with that. And so it's more of a thing. I have to just wait on the Lord. And sometimes there's times I'll get in a rut and I'll feel like, man, Lord, I'm not getting anything. And it's been a few weeks, and usually I've got something running through my head, different ideas, different hooks is what we call them. And but it's usually not something I plan on doing unless somebody says, hey, I need a song by tomorrow. Can you write something today? That very rarely happens. And I honestly don't like to be put under that kind of pressure because I think that puts a time limit on God. And that's something I don't really care to do. I'd rather just do it when he speaks and when he's ready.
Now, tell me what's coming up for the Perrys.
Well, we've got a course convention this week, and we've got a new album that'll probably be out in '09. It'll be a little while. We had Look No Further, came out last year at convention, and it's been a very good album for us. And man, it's just it's amazing what the Lord has done for our group and how we've grown. And three of us are kids, and Libby and Tracy have a knack for hiring these young kids these days. And so we've got a new album, and it'll probably be out, I'd say, March of '09. And we actually have a new DVD out. It's called Live at Freedom Hall. It was recorded here at Quartet Convention it's the highlights from 2006 and 2007, the past 2 years. And so that's out this week. And we've got an exciting year coming up. The Lord's been good to us, so we're going to see what happens. Hang on for the ride.
All right. Joseph, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you. My privilege.
Now back to more gospel music today.